Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your boy Shadow FC, bringing you guys another Fortnite video. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about the Fortnite storyline of Chapter 3, Season 2, and what it's going to be about, if we're going to get a storyline event at the end of the season, the build-up to it, updates we might see involving the storyline, characters we're going to see, just kind of breaking it down and going through it. I told y'all we're on the YouTube grind. We uploaded on Friday. Today's Sunday. I'm going to get this one out on Sunday. I really enjoyed Friday's video, and I like these types of videos where I sit down and just kind of talk about different types of topics. So yeah, this topic is going to be the storyline. If you guys like these types of videos, let me know in the comments below. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first basic, obvious thing we're going to be talking about is what the story is and like what the whole theme of it is. And it's obviously a war theme. We have tanks, armor battle buses, cannons, you know, all these different war-themed things brought into Fortnite. Who is the war about? The war is between the IO, the Imagined Order, versus the Seven, the Foundation, and all those people. And basically, we don't really know yet what they're fighting over, right? We know they're two different organizations. The Seven, who are most likely the good guys, that's who they're pictured to be, versus the IO, Dr. Sloan, who are pictured to be the bad guys, right? Dr. Sloan, last season, you could see her drilling to the map once it got flipped over, right? She was on the other side of the map when it got flipped. And so last season you saw the drills drilling through the map, and this season, Chapter 3, Season 2, she reached this map, which is why you see the fortress, which is the big drill. That's where she made it through to the other side of the map, the flip side. And so now that she's here, the IO is here, obviously the tanks are here. You saw them in the trailer. And, you know, like I said, the whole IO team is here, so they're getting ready to fight the Seven. The Seven have been preparing last season for this battle, and now we're going to see all throughout the season these two teams or organizations or whatever you want to call them battling. We know we have the red lines and the blue lines on the map. The blue little areas are patrolled by the Seven. If you notice, the NPCs in the blue areas are actually good. They don't fight back. The NPCs in the red area, the IO's controlled area, are bad. They fight back. You don't even have to touch them, and they start trying to kill you. So that is another example of why a lot of people think the IO are the bad guys and that the Seven are the good people. And I think throughout the season we're going to see border changes between the two. I think the Seven will take over some spots and the IO will take over some spots. So it'll be interesting to see how throughout the season those two, borders, I guess you could say, change. If the Seven, because right now the Seven's really on the outskirts of the map. The IO possesses a lot of the map if you look at it. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how throughout the season that changes and how, if there's any difference between the two POIs other than the, NPCs. So I think that's going to be fun to watch and interesting how that plays out. Because another thing we're seeing right now is the IO, they are winning this war as of now, right? Because a lot of people, when the map flipped and it went to the Seven's place, a lot of people thought, oh, okay, the IO, they're wiped out, they're done, right? But Dr. Sloan, that's not the case. She drilled through, right? And now they've disabled buildings. We saw it in the trailer where she pulled this little stun gun thing or whatever, and it completely wiped away buildings. So now that was the IO, right? If you go into the game, the first game, it says that the IO have taken over building and that building's no longer in the game. So the IO has taken out building, which is the biggest, win for the IO right now. The Seven's kind of falling behind. Like I said earlier, the red is possessed a lot more by the IO than the blue, which is the Seven. So the IO is winning this fight right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Seven can counteract some of these big attacks that the IO is pushing, and how they can not only counteract it, but really start, offending and pushing against the IO. So not only have the IO disabled building, but they have also set up a ton of the bases and blimps, which, are all around the map, all around a lot of the POIs. Those are all controlled under IO. The tanks are all controlled under IO, and then obviously no building. So those are the three main things that the IO has set up to win this war and fight the war. We don't know what else they'll add or, bring in throughout the season, but right off the bat, right in the start of the season, we already see tanks, blimps, and no building. So the IO, they're off to a good start, a solid start, and it's going to be interesting to see what else they do to, keep this war pushing in their favor. However, we are starting to see the Seven counteract the IO Obviously, the battle buses that were added in a few days ago are for the 7. They're one of their defenses. You had the funding stations for them at Snop Station and the Sanctuary Place. And this also proves that we are for the IO because we funded them, right? We put our gold bars in to fund them. Once they were fully funded, they were added to the game. And we also got minis if we funded them. So that shows another thing, too, that we are trying to help the 7 and that we want them to bring in battle supplies. But anyways, so we funded them. Both, there are 2 now at Snop Station and the Sanctuary. They're very fun to use, and those are one of the ways that the 7 is going to counteract the IO. Now, obviously, the IO still has a lot more supplies right now. They're still winning the war, but it does show that early on in the season, we're already adding crazy things to help fight this war. So I think it definitely shows that throughout the season, we're going to be getting a lot more crazy, guns and POIs and mobility items and all these types of things to help the 7 and the IO fight the war. I do think we're going to get a lot more things for the 7, though, right? I think we're going to get a lot more add-ins for the 7 because the IO already has a lot of ground. So I think throughout the season, it's going to be the 7 slowly taking over land, slowly taking over POIs, slowly taking over the IO. And then at the end, it's going to be just a big war. Once it's about even, we're going to get a big war, end of season event, and we're going to see who comes out victorious, or it might just be kind of a catching up thing, because like I said, this war could also go on for seasons, right? And so we might just see, a brief update or something in the event, but I do think it will definitely be war related. And the exciting thing about all this is that we're going to see a lot of characters who have been introduced throughout Fortnite's history be brought back. There's been talk about the mech possibly returning. Gino, who is like the leader of the IO, however, we really don't have any confirmation of who exactly he is. He's just been a name that's floated around. We could see him. The Singularity could be coming back. Donald Mustard even said it himself. She's the most important person in the storyline. More members of the 7, more leaders of the IO potentially coming back. So not only is the war theme sick, but we're going to get introduced and reintroduced to a lot of very important characters in the storyline, which I think is going to be very cool. But it's also going to be cool because we're still seeing a lot of current characters who have played a big part in the storyline for seasons and seasons, like Dr. Sloan. The Foundation isn't going anywhere. Gunner, they're all still a part of the storyline as well. Like we saw in the trailer, Gunner and the Foundation try to fight. It looked like the Gunner punched him, and we didn't see what happened after. We just saw the Gunner going for a punch. So I would imagine he hit the Foundation or something happened to him. But it looks like it's going to be a big storyline, right? It looks like a lot of characters, new and old, will be a part of the storyline. It's not really a collab storyline, which is really cool. It's a very original storyline, which is super cool. And yeah, like I said, I'm super excited for all these new characters and this war theme, and just I'm really excited to see it all mesh together and see what happens at the end of the season. But yeah, that is about it for kind of what's going on in the storyline right now. Obviously, not too much can be said since we're just a week into the season. I'm hoping with these future updates coming, we'll get more info because, this truly is a very good storyline already. And I think it's going to be a good one. I think we'll have at least one story event, which, you look at it now, it looks insane. It's going to be super fun. I think the build up to it's going to be cool, seeing all the different things added, seeing old characters reintroduced, seeing new characters introduced to the game, and just all the different possibilities Epic has to do with this storyline right now is insane. And I'm super excited to watch it. I'm super excited to see how it goes, and yeah. Alright, so that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. I hope it was a fun one for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I hope you guys learned some stuff from it. Like I said earlier in the intro, I'm going to try to get another video out sometime this week. I'm going to get at least one out, hopefully 2 or 3 before next weekend. I'm pretty busy with school and sports, but I promise you guys I'll get at least one out. My goal is to get 2 or 3. So we'll see how it goes. Definitely 1, though. We're on the YouTube grind. We're not stopping. I know I said I'm on the grind 5 times over the last couple months, but I mean it this time. We're uploading all sorts of types of videos. If you guys want any specific videos, let me know in the comments before. I'll do them. I need ideas. I need content to do. So feel free to drop your ideas in the comments. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.